got tears coming out. Okay, so either way, Kyler Murray completed 22 of his 24 passes for 266 yards and a touchdown. He rushed for 2 more. He is the first player in NFL history to complete 85% of his passes with 250 passing yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Mina, why was Kyler so good yesterday?
Oh, he's just become such a different quarterback from the beginning of his career. I was thinking back to actually 2020 when the Cardinals were undefeated, and you remember Kyler Murray was in the MVP conversation. He was great, but what he was doing was far less sustainable. It was so much, hey, Kyler, go make a play, and he was extending and making crazy throws on the move. This is different. This is a different level of quarterbacking we are seeing from Kyler Murray. He is killing teams in zone coverage from inside the pocket, picking them apart. He's throwing such a catchable ball, especially when he's under pressure. Look, Lamar Jackson is still the MVP frontrunner, but Kyler Murray has entered the conversation.
Watch out now, Kyler. Okay, let's go to Jalen Hurts.
Okay. Well, we're not going to go to Jalen Hurts. We're going to focus on Kyler Murray. Let me see if I can get those stats back. Oh no, it was just that. I thought there was going to be different stats. Yeah, no, listen. What Kyler Murray has been doing has been incredibly impressive. I mean, there is just no disputing that at all, right? I mean, just none. And the difference of Kyler Murray in the past was that he was getting by on being an awesome athlete, right? An awesome athlete and his instincts as a quarterback. He's now playing He's now playing as a great quarterback, which is just different, right? It's not just relying on him being an athletic freak, quite frankly. He's really entered the conversation as a legit bona fide quarterback, as you can see, going 22 for 24. Right, 266 yards, 11 yards per attempt, right? A 126 rating, 3 total touchdowns, 3 for 21, 3 carries for 21, rushing yards. And the team as a whole, right? I still love this, right? 32 carries, 147, right? Benson, 10 carries for 62 yards, 6.2 yards per carry. And he only broke off one big run, 14. So it's not like it was just like this big monster run for 50 and then the rest were just kind of nothing. I mean, like, I just love to see that. They only need, I mean, they won so convincingly, obviously, right? Pure domination. They only had 7 third downs. 7 third downs. I mean, that's crazy. And they were 5 for 7. They had 28 first downs. And only 7 of them, right? Like only 5 of them came from third down. I mean, that's wild. 406 yards total offense. 4 out of 5 of the red zone. They messed up. They couldn't have made it 5 for 5. James Conner, right, continuing to be a workhorse and showing his versatility, right? 5 for 80, 5 receptions, 80 yards on 5 targets. Love to see that. And a rushing touchdown, 12 for 33. I mean, the defense stepping up, holding the Jets to 79 rushing and 151 passing. I mean, this was just a pure domination. I mean, it really was. And I wrote down, I always try to write like a summary of like, what can I say about this game in just like a sentence or two. And I wrote, everything was just so easy. And again, to be clear, it's easy because the Cardinals, right? I'm not saying it's easy because they were playing an easy team. To be clear, turns out it doesn't seem like the Jets are that great of a team, right? So that is a fair assessment. It just is. But regardless, they made this look exceptionally easy. Look what the Texans did against the Jets, right? I mean, like, look what a handful of these teams did against the Jets. It didn't look easy. Look what the Bills did against the Jets. Now look at what the Cardinals did against the Jets. It was just easy. Everything felt so easy. This was an NFL team playing against a JV team at this point. It just felt so easy. There was just... sometimes in a game like this, I want to like highlight certain individual plays, but then I almost feel like it's almost like unnecessary. It's more like, what does this mean from a bigger picture perspective? And that's what I've been trying to do with the Cardinals for my last handful of Cardinals videos, because sure, unpacking these games individually and seeing what they're doing and how they're succeeding can certainly be beneficial. But from my viewpoint, at this point, the expectations just need to be raised. Like, they are in the driver's seat right now to win this division, and to prove that they're not a team that's like, hey, we're going to get in the playoffs and we're like going to have a tough, game, and we'll lose, or like, oh, we'll sneak on by and win, and then we'll play the lines and get rolled, or just prove to not be ready, whatever it may be. And it's like the ball's in the Cardinals' hands now. It's for them to prove, hey, I know this season, the way how it got started wasn't like perfect and beautiful, and there was a few ups and downs, but we were just having some rust and some growing pains, just like every other team out there. Everybody was so quick to bury us because we don't have the established history with the established coaching and the established quarterbacks of like MVP years, right? Because the Ravens went up and down, but people are like, hey, the Ravens are a top team in the NFL because Lamar Jackson MVP, because they were in the AFC Championship game last year, right? They have a Super Bowl winning head coach. Same thing with even the Bills for that matter. Not a perfect start to their season, but Josh Allen, truly established, bona fide. Everyone sees him as a universal top quarterback in the NFL, going toe-to-toe with the Chiefs in the playoffs. They're given more of that benefit of the doubt, whereas the Cardinals are not. You ask majority of people, especially the media out there, they will say that they have more belief in the 49ers than the Arizona Cardinals. And yet look where the Arizona Cardinals are right now. And again, that's all because of history. It's because the 49ers were just in the Super Bowl. Shanahan, multiple Super Bowls. So the Cardinals are not given any benefit of the doubt. And this is the year. This is the time. Because this happened with the Detroit Lions a couple of years ago. They started winning games and nobody gave them the benefit of the doubt. And then last year they shocked the NFL league by beating the Chiefs. And people are still like, Travis Kelce wasn't there, blah, 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 blah. And they rolled to the NFC Championship game. And they had that game won. They dropped the ball. Then this year, they got the benefit of the doubt. Even when they dropped a game or two, people were still like, hey, this is still a great team. They defended them. No one's coming to defend the Cardinals. This is the year that you establish why. Why it's time to stop doubting what the Cardinals have built, who the Cardinals are as a team, who Kyler Murray is as a quarterback. It's not, well, the 49ers and the Rams are obviously going to compete for the division, and the little old Cardinals, best shot they have is maybe sneaking in through the wild card. This is the year. This is the season. You didn't have the moment where you got to punch a team like the Chiefs in the face, right? Wasn't how the season unfolded. And quite frankly, it could only really be the Chiefs. Even if you beat the Bills, it wouldn't land the same way. Even the Ravens, right? The Ravens losing to the Raiders and the Browns, it just doesn't land the same way. So it's going to be interesting to see what will it take. Because again, beating the Jets is also not necessarily going to really send that signal either. So I wanted to look at the schedule, and the truth is, there's really none of those games. The Seahawks won't signal that. The versus the Vikings, maybe, but I don't know, because again, it's not like the Vikings have a lot of pull. I think that they're a great team, so it would be a wildly impressive win to me. But then you have the Panthers, the Seahawks, the Patriots, the Rams. I guess it depends if the Rams really catch fire and if they are proving to be like a top team. And then you have the 49ers. I think maybe the Rams and the 49ers are that best bet, but at the same time, it's actually a good thing. It's actually a good thing because they're not going up against a team like the Ravens or the Lions or any of these things. And I mean, right now, I understand what happened in the past. The past doesn't matter, right? This is a different team than they were a few weeks ago. This team has momentum, right? We're actually really talking about them in a higher light than we were previously. And again, I think it actually bodes well because I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Cardinals. And a lot of people don't really know what they're about. And it's just going to put extra work and extra pressure. This was exactly what happened to the Packers versus the Cowboys. It was like, oh, yeah, Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur, whatever. They're looking pretty good. But, like, yeah, Cowboys at home, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb. Cowboys don't lose at home. And they rolled them, obviously. Right? They demolished them. To me, that is a situation that the Cardinals can be in a situation where people are like, oh, yeah, they've been a pretty good team. And then they get to kind of prove, no. We're actually a great team. So I'm fascinated to see. I really, really am. Again, I try not to get like too high on some of these wins because I try to be very fair no matter what team I'm talking about. I am a firm believer in considering your opponent when wins. I do not subscribe to the whole a win is a win is a win and a loss is a loss is a loss. I just don't. So you can be excited about this win. It really showed some really high points, and you should be excited, and you're stacking those wins without a doubt and have the driver's seat to win this division and, you know, get a home playoff game. And I just think that the Cardinals have the potential more than they ever have to kind of show what Kyler Murray was always meant to be. He was poised to be a superstar in the NFL. And just because of the way the teams unfolded and injuries, it just didn't happen that way. The average person does not talk about Kyler Murray, unfortunately. Also, playing in Arizona, they're not the largest market. I struggle to find clips to even work off of, right? It's not easy to do. It's definitely not easy to do. But it can really, really benefit you. It can really, really benefit you moving forward. And I think the Cardinals could really, really shock some people and really just crush a fan base's dreams. If the Cardinals play today versus the Lions compared to how they looked weeks ago, again, these are two completely different teams. And to be fair, the Lions are a different team now, and so the Cardinals. So it's just like, you know, like there's some clashes to be had here. There really is. Cardinals versus Packers, who's winning that game? Cardinals versus Eagles, who's winning that game? Right? Cardinals versus Ravens. Cardinals versus Chiefs. I mean, that's the excitement when you have such a dynamic team. And a quarterback like Kyler Murray who can do anything. He can literally do anything on the field. And that's what I said. That's what makes Kyler Murray so scary. And I think even Shanahan said that. Kyler Murray, it was either Shanahan or McVay, that Kyler Murray has the ability to be the scariest, most dangerous player in the NFL. And it's true. He may not consistently do that at a high enough rate for people to say, oh, he's a top 2 quarterback in the NFL. And maybe that'll change, who knows? But at least as of right now, I mean. But at any given moment, he has the ability, as we can see, right? Just this graph alone pretty much proves my point that he can be absolutely undeniably an unstoppable beast. Jalen Hurts in 22, an unstoppable beast. Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, unstoppable. And I know Matt Ryan, you're like, but still, in those moments, absolutely unstoppable. And the thought experiment that I always love to use, because I think it really just paints such a clear picture. I always love to say this: throw away the past, throw away any idea of who these players are. If you had no idea who Patrick Mahomes was, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, you didn't know MVPs, Super Bowl wins. You're just looking at how these quarterbacks are playing right now and what they can achieve and what they can do. You would absolutely have Kyler Murray at the top of the list. There's no way that you would be looking at Kyler Murray playing this year and be like, yeah, he's pretty good, but I don't know. Can we build a team around him? What about the sustainability? He's not really that accurate. He's all legs and can't throw the ball. He can't read a defense. And you can't say any of that stuff about him. So when you have a quarterback like that playing at this level, going into the playoffs, I mean, if you're an opposing fan and you don't have severe anxiety about that, then you're just not watching close enough. You're just not watching close enough. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray? What do you think the ceiling is for them? Like, is it NFC Championship game? Is it a Super Bowl? And actually, directly to Cardinals fans, like, what would make you happy? Would you be satisfied making the playoffs, winning a playoff game? Like, what would make you feel like, okay, this was a great season. Yeah, we didn't win the Super Bowl, but I'm really happy that we reached to this level. Again, whether it's just the Super Bowl, NFC Championship game, wherever, let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.